Today's topic is about movement. You have to move. Now, it's of my opinion that it doesn't matter what movement you do. The book talks about walking, and walking is a great exercise. But recently, I got a rebounder. This is a Becan Soft Land Pro rebounder, and I love rebounding because it takes a lot less time than walking, and I got bored when I walked. Now, why is exercise so important, and why do we like to do it? Not the benefits of exercise. I've got them over here on my dry erase board. It increases blood flow to your brain and your body. So both of these are very beneficial. You have clearer thinking. It helps. I have exercised since I was in my 30s, and I've done a lot of strength training. Strength training is real important as you get older to keep and build muscle. So it reduces inflammation, improves cardiovascular health, and that's another thing that's beneficial as we get older. Stimulates the release of neurotransmitters of endorphins, serotonin, and dopamines. Those are the neurotransmitters that make you feel better. And then in the book on page 154, he talks about interval training, which you can do on a rebounder. And what this involves is, like, you would do a high intensity bounce for about a minute, and then you would drop to the low bounce or the health bounce for 2 or 3 minutes. And then you do another minute of the high intensities. This is supposedly supposed to set up your metabolism and help you lose weight faster. So this is a good page to read in the book about increasing your workout benefits. I know for me that as I moved into my 60s, my mobility got less and less. I was having trouble with my one leg where I had a bad knee, and I mainly just thought it was that. I had a knee injury when I was younger, and then my hip got to bothering me, and it got to where I could not strength train a whole lot, and I limped when I walked. And so in 2020, I lost a lot of muscle mass, and that was 6 years ago, and I was, 6 years ago, I was 66 years old. So it was not a good time to lose muscle, but I couldn't work out. So I had my hip replaced at the end of 2020, and then on the same leg, and 18 months later, I had my knee replaced. And I did some physical therapy, but I was not released to do any strength training on the lower part of my body. So that was difficult. So I got released about 6 months after my knee surgery to start strength training again. And I gradually worked up. I was using 5-pound weights, and I was doing 30 reps. And last year, I saw Dr. Sims. She was on Mel Robbins' podcast, and she talked about using heavier weights and lower reps. So I've worked up to using 10 pounds, and I do 10 to 12 reps. And that's all I do. And I do a round of overhead press, bicep curls, I call them pulling rows, where you bend over and you pull up like this. I do kickbacks like this, and then I do squats and an overhead press. and that helps the muscles in my arms, and it has definitely strengthened the muscles in my legs, because today I can do things that I haven't been able to do in 10 years. I can do a full squat to the floor and come up. I don't have to have something to hold on to help me get up. So strength training is real important. You build your muscles, you'll burn more calories. But in the 10-day detox, he's talking more about an aerobic type or cardiovascular type of exercise. And so I am rebounding. I rebound about 5 minutes a day at least. Sometimes I try to do it twice a day, but I do it in the morning. It sets up my metabolism, and it feels great. I'm already seeing a lot of benefits from my rebounder. I'm not as puffy in my face, and I haven't weighed. I'm not going to weigh till the end of this. This is day 4. I felt a little fatiguish today, and so I'm just doing a lot of self-care and drinking a lot of fluids and following the plan. We went, my husband and I went grocery shopping yesterday, and some of the tips when you go grocery shopping is you stay on the perimeter of the store. Your whole foods, your vegetables, and your fruits, and then, has your meats, and then the dairy. And of course, this diet doesn't include a lot of dairy, but there are eggs and some of those sort of things. So, everything that's usually in the middle of the store is processed foods. I thought that was really interesting. We went to Sam's, and we went to Walmart, and we went to the health food store. And in the health food store, I got some seasoning I needed, and I needed some balsamic vinegar and some Dijon mustard. Those 2 things are what I use to make my salad dressings. And so I have those things. There's a recipe for that. Right after the list of endless salad bar, there's just a generic salad dressing, and that is the one that I use, and it's very good. But I have to shop and look at the back side of and read labels and make sure there are no preservatives. I have found for me that the preservatives in foods really do increase inflammation for me. So sugar and preservatives are the 2 things that I have consistently watched in my diet. I can remember in my undergrad that we watched a short film about a study that they did on a order of nuns, and they had lived to be, a lot of them, 100, and they had very little incidences of Alzheimer's and dementia, and yet they and some of the things that they did. And one of the cool things about this video is it showed these nuns that they had an exercise group for the ones that were no longer mobile, and they're all in their little wheelchairs, and they are doing exercise. They were like marching in place. They're sitting, and they were marching in place, and they were doing their arms. They were still getting some form of exercise, because so often we can say, well, I can't do those type of exercises. My doctor says I can't rebound. Maybe you are more sedentary and it's very hard. You can start by doing chair exercises. There's also some exercises that you can do in your bed, leg raises, some of those type of things. And as I want to reiterate is to be sure and check with your primary care physician. I am not a dietitian, I'm not a doctor. I am a licensed professional counselor, and I can tell you that to increase your movement, you're going to improve your mood and lower your anxiety. There are so many benefits do something. If it's just walking around back and forth in your house, any form of movement. I have my watch. I try to close my rings every day. I have it on 10,000 steps. Also try to close my exercise ring, and that's pretty easy to do with a rebounder. There were some other findings in this study that the biggest lessons from the nun study, they had a healthy aging, and it the thing about the study that they did and what they found was there was daily physical movement, lifelong learning and mental engagement, strong social connections, a deep sense of purpose, structured routines, good health care, and general healthy lifestyles. And that includes, healthy eating. And so if you want longevity as you get older, these are some very important things. And daily physical movement was at the top of the list. Thank you for joining me. If you're new here, my name's Rhonda. My channel is about personal development and self-improvement, and your health is one of those. And my community wanted me to do this series, and so stay tuned. We're going to see what happens. And at the end of the 10 days, I will weigh myself again and see if I have lost some weight. I wanted to lose 5 more pounds, and it just helps some with my, I have a little bit of an extra roll here. So I'm going to continue to do my rebounding. It's so easy, and it is so good for me. And I hope y'all will continue to move your body. And remember to be you on purpose.